Welcome to Community Convener, the official podcast of the Henry County Chamber of Commerce. My name is Joseph Henning, and I'm the president and CEO. Welcome to our fourth episode. This podcast is all about bringing you the people, programs, and progress driving business growth and community connections right here in Henry County. Kicking things off with this packed episode, we're introducing you to our PINterns, spotlighting some of our incredible members and volunteers. We're going to share some can't-miss upcoming events, as well as the mentorship program deadline and small business news, and of course, features with updates from the Henry Reporter. So grab a coffee and let's dive in. All right. Well, good morning, ladies. Welcome to the podcast. This section of the Catalytic Conversation, we're going to introduce you to the membership. So let's start with Abigail. Introduce yourself. And you recently graduated. So tell us a little bit about your major and your university and that.
My name is Abigail Watkins. I just graduated from Georgia College and State University just over a week ago, actually. I majored in mass communication and I minored in rhetoric. I had an internship once previously, so here to get some more information and see what kind of job I want to get after this.
Wonderful. And Peyton?
Hi, my name is Peighton Freeman. I graduated this past Saturday from Agnes Scott College, a double major, business management and economics. And I also had a previous internship to this. Worked at a nonprofit, the IRC, and we kind of do something similar to what we're doing here.
Wonderful. Well, welcome. Congratulations, both of you. You talked a little bit about prior internships and that. What drew you to the Partnership for Inclusive Innovations internship program?
It's a lot more structured than my previous one was. I was the only one there, so it was a lot of more administrative work. I got a lot of background in politics, which was really interesting, but I always wanted to do more community engagement. I'm from Henry County, so there was always kind of, when I saw Henry County was listed under PIN, I knew that I wanted to do this. But yeah, I like that structured aspect, and I know who I can go to get more information. So.
Good. Peyton?
Yeah, for me, I found out about PIN through my school's career fair. I had a one-on-one with Kendra, and when we were talking, we had a very good bond connection. She was telling me about the PIN program and all that, and I really felt like that was something that I kind of personally liked and wanted for myself. She was telling me about the different things I could do and the different project sites, and when she was telling me, it kind of reminded me of my past internship. So when I went to apply for the project sites and I seen the Henry County Chamber and I was reading through everything in the economic development, different things like that, like I said, it reminded me of my past internship that I really enjoyed. So I just knew I wanted to continue in the same kind of field.
Well, I'm glad you did. And congratulations to you two, because we had, I believe, 20 interested interns that we interviewed, Judy and I, and you two rose to the top. So we were excited when they did the match day and we saw that you two were at the top of the list too. So we're like, okay, this is meant to be. What are your first impressions of the chamber?
Being from Henry County, I've always been aware of chambers, but I didn't really know anything that we did. But it's been so interesting coming in, looking at the calendar, going to the events our first week, because that was a crazy first week to see all those events. So it was really nice meeting all the members, seeing how involved you guys are in the community, and just how engaged everyone was. My other experiences have been with the Georgia Chamber and the Metro Atlanta Chamber. So it was really interesting kind of being able to compare those two, because that's a very big demographic versus Henry County.
Yes.
But y'all are on par with that, which is really
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I really enjoy working here. You guys make it so inviting and welcoming. Meeting all the staff kind of helped me kind of be more comfortable in this position, and just to know that we have different people around that can help us with different aspects, especially working one-on-one with Judy. That's really been helpful lately. And like she said, just meeting the partners, being able to sit in on some of the board meetings and just being able to be involved with the members is kind of, it's very like eye-opening and very impactful with such like a entry-level position that could be an internship. So I really enjoyed it.
It is structured much more like an entry-level position than traditionally we think of as internships. What are some of the projects that you're working on that hopefully you're excited about? But what are some of those projects that you're working on with Judy and Barbara and Trinity and me?
So one of the one we've been focusing on the most, because we have the most access, is the Together for Henry website. So we are going in, we spent an entire day going through just seeing everything you guys do, everything that was on that website versus the Henry County website, and just trying to find ways to make it more navigable for people that are visiting the website, finding the different pages and all the resources, going through and finding information where like links don't work, where information can be added, putting that in there, and then just trying to find anything else that we can add for business leaders. So that's definitely our big focus right now.
Good. Good. And I think we're lucky because you bring a communications and rhetoric skill set, and Peyton, you're bringing a business and economics skill set that really will help us move these projects forward. And some of the other ones that we've talked about, I know working with the entrepreneurs, and some of the other things. Are you looking forward to that? And what do you hope to get from those projects?
Yeah, so with Judy, we're working on the business checklist, startup guide, and we were able to go to one of the Are You Grant Ready events, and we're able to talk one-on-one with the chamber members and the entrepreneurs to see what exactly needs they want, what events they want to have, bring back, continue, different things like that. So it definitely helpful, like talking one-on-one with the chamber members about what they want, so we can better offer that to them and make sure like their wants and needs are heard and listened to. And that's a big part of just being in a shared space like this in a very big community, is just making sure everybody's like wants and needs are heard and incorporated appropriately.
Wonderful. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah. Let's see. We've talked a bit about Judy in that, and I know that she was very interested in working with you and making sure that it was beneficial to you as well. What are some of the projects that you and that the three of you have kind of begun? So tell me a little bit about what you learned from that.
The big things we're focusing on that Peyton just touched on is those surveys with mentors and different business leaders here in Henry County. Again, we got a really good conversation, specifically with one.
Yeah.
She was kind of the unicorn. She wasn't from Georgia. That was her first chamber event. She was a small business owner. So we really got to have a good conversation with her and see, what do you need coming into Henry County? You've been in the business for 20 years. How can we help you? So that was really nice sitting down with her, because one of the things we're working on is a business startup guide. So we'll be working with Judy on that. So that's pull all that information from our surveys and because we kind of outlined some of that with her on Friday. And then we'll start putting it together. A lot of cool stuff.
All right. Well, I'm excited. I think you've got a pretty full 12-week schedule in there, and so I'm looking forward to that. And I know that when we developed that, we wanted to make sure it was beneficial to you personally and professionally. And so I know she sat down and I believe she did a DISC assessment with you. Was that a learning experience? What did you think from that?
Yeah, so we actually went and had lunch with her yesterday, and we talked about the assessment, and we both kind of came to the same realization that the DISC assessment was something super accurate. Like, I've taken multiple personality assessments over the 4 years of school just because of my major and different things like that. And I always like, okay, well, it's a personality assessment. They can't get too correct. It can't be too, like accurate. It's just a shot in the dark, and whatever lands, lands. But with that assessment, like I was reading, I'm like, wait, I can actually see myself in this. And it's so like detailed. And I even had to send it to my friends to be like, guys, this is why I am the way I am. Like, I really do feel like that assessment kind of confirmed to me what I've already known, and it kind of like just a guide to
Felt more true.
Yeah.
Abigail, what'd you think?
Same thing. Sitting down yesterday, going over it. We're both the same. We're both
I
CS.
saw that. Yeah.
Precisionists. I don't think either of us were surprised, but going through it, you were also able to see the differences between even those two.
Yeah.
Because there was a section on the mask, the core, and the mirror, and those were completely different. So it was really cool seeing like, yeah, we're the same personality type, but there's a lot more behind that. But yeah, it was really humbling reading that and being like, oh no, that is exactly me. It was fun.
Do you we talked about it being professionally and personally an opportunity for you to do this internship. Was that beneficial as you look at now your experiences and what you want to do? Yeah.
So
Yeah. Good.
And just like she was saying, like taking a personality test and knowing the different personalities, you can kind of know who people are and how to like talk to them, how to convey your message to them, because you kind of know like their personality type and how to work with them.
Yeah, she's a big proponent of the DIST. I think you get that from talking to her. So let's look at the 10 weeks remaining, and we've got some pretty big events in that coming up. Are you looking forward to those and getting out and networking?
definitely.
Yeah.
I worked 3 years previously at my university as a communication specialist. So I went through a lot of teams, a lot of events. So seeing like the Innovation Summit, for example, that's something we put on a leadership idea festival every year. So it's kind of similar, a little bit smaller scale, but that was always really fun putting together, hearing different people talk, different breakout sessions. So I'm definitely excited for that.
Good.
Yeah, I'm just excited just to be able to go to different events and network. Like, you never know who you'll meet. Just like she was saying, we met a new member, or she was come from a different state, and we were able to connect over a common interest. Being able to talk to people who you never know who you need. Connections are really important. Networking is really important. So just being able to talk to a lot of people in my field, not in my field, just opens my eyes to different perspectives, and hopefully I can use those connections later on when I need them. Yeah.
Absolutely. There's a great deal of opportunities for you in the next 10 weeks, I think, with emerging business leaders and the Innovation Summit and some of the networking events and some of the professional development programs in that too. So I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully we'll have you back before you leave so we can see what you thought of the entire program and what you learned. So thank you very much and welcome to the Chamber.
Thank you. Thank you.
And now, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta is recognized this episode as our elite highlight. CHOA has long supported the Henry Chamber's programs and services, including Youth Leadership Henry, Women's Empowerment Summit, our annual awards, and so much more. When it comes to caring for kids, CHOA has never settled for just good enough. Every day they provide nationally ranked pediatric care to Georgia's kids and teens so they can get back to just being kids. And with your support, we're continuing to raise the bar for pediatric care in Georgia for years to come. Thank you, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, for your continued support. Well, we're here with the Voices of the Chamber, and I want to welcome Brandon Hutchison. He's the general manager for the Atlanta Motor Speedway. So welcome, Brandon.
Thank you very much, Joe. I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. Let's start with a bit about your role at AMS. What does that entail? I mean, it's party planet, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
We are the largest campus for professional sporting in the state of Georgia, and we host over 300 event days a year. And as the executive vice president and general manager of the Speedway, my job is to oversee the daily operations of the Speedway. So while I don't have my hands deep into everything we're doing, I'm on the peripherals quite a bit, just making sure that what we're doing is what we should be doing.
Well, and I think one of the greatest pieces, because you talk about having the largest footprint, but I think we can't not add how community focused you are.
Yeah, we understand that because of who we are, a lot of the community looks to us in different situations. And that's a really big responsibility, whether we're hosting a public event such as a NASCAR race, or we're opening our facility for evacuees for a hurricane. It's a big responsibility, and we want to make sure that not only are we a player in making sure that the community has events and has the ability to look to us during times of need, we also want to make sure that when we do that, we're doing it as we should, and make sure we keep everybody safe and hopefully create some good experiences along the way.
Well, and I think a lot of our listeners are just finding out now that you all host evacuees when the hurricanes come through. But I think one of the greatest community contributions that you do, in addition to the economic development, but on the community side, is that you host the graduations for the Henry County high schools.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, it's a lot of fun. We do a lot of cool events throughout the year, but to see the graduates and their families be able to walk across that stage. And our venue, it was born out of COVID. What our venue continues to do that the high school stadiums weren't able to do is allow everybody in the family to come.
Yeah.
You don't have to pick and choose which group of people from your family can come. Everybody can come. There's plenty of room, and it's pretty rewarding.
Yeah, I think that is definitely one of the benefits, is that this was a result of you and Mary Elizabeth Davis, and during COVID that the seniors got a chance to graduate.
Yeah, absolutely. In 2020, it was not going to happen. And I had seen where Daytona International Speedway was doing something similar by letting the graduates pick up their diploma at the start-finish line of the track. And I said, well, let's take that one step further. And I I called Dr. Davis, and she was wide open to it. It was an idea that she loved, and again, in 2020, when so many things were going sideways, these graduates who had worked so hard for their diploma were able to receive it.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. Kudos to you. Uh, you know, switching gears now to your role with the chamber, and you serve currently as chair-elect on the board. So that means we get to work together for a couple more years.
Looking forward to that.
I am too. I am too. What does that role mean for you and to you, and what are you looking forward to in those couple of years?
Well, Joe, I've been involved with the chamber off and on for over 20 years now. I've sat on the Convention and Visitors Bureau board. I've been the chair of that board about 20 years ago. Was invited back to the chamber board several years back, and just to be asked about becoming the chair for the chamber is humbling to me. It's quite humbling, and I respect you. I respect the work that you do. I respect the employees here. And so for me, I look forward to continuing the good work, the amount of collaboration we have within the membership, the leadership within the county right now is as good as it's ever been. And you make the role so easy. And while I look forward to working with you, I look forward to challenging both of us on what the next steps can be to continue to drive the chamber forward.
Agreed. I think 6 years we've definitely moved the needle, and hopefully there's another 6 years that we can move it a little bit further, and by then Trinity will be ready to take over.
That's right. There's been so much growth in Henry County, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down. So it's a great time to be a part of Henry County. It's a great time to be a member of the Henry County Chamber of Commerce. And like I said, it's something I've been a part of for a long, long time. Look forward to being around for even years after my time has come to an end as chair. But, the membership now is as strong as ever. And it seems that we're moving in the right direction to get the members more involved so that they can get more out of their membership. It's something that will work really hard for you if you take just a little bit of time and put some effort into it. It certainly is beneficial.
Yeah, no, I think that's one of the great pieces that we've done over the last 5-6 years is looking at what those individual needs might be and how do we respond to them. And as you said, it's not necessarily us having to reinvent that wheel, but it's those partnerships and collaborations that we're able to put together that, drive that success for that business.
Yeah, absolutely. So many small businesses are new to the county, and even the larger industries that are part of the county see the fruits of their labor. What they put into the chamber, they get out tenfold from the chamber. And you've built a phenomenal staff here, and Laura with the CVB is just a tremendous asset. And you've built a team here that I think could compete with any chamber in Metro Atlanta. And again, I look forward to the growth of the county, the growth within the chamber, and looking towards how we can continue to grow moving forward. It's an exciting time.
Yes, it is. I don't know if you caught Morell's interview a couple episodes back, but he compares being chair to a carnival ride. I think it was, if I wasn't mistaken, I think it was even the roller coaster.
Well, life is a roller coaster, right? And it's a ride that we only get on one time.
That's right. That's right.
And
Make the most of it.
I think that's a decent analogy from Morell. I don't know whether to be fearful of that analogy.
I know after I said that, I was like,
not,
ooh, maybe I wait.
I like a good challenge, and I think Morell is a strong leader for the chamber. I think as he finishes up the last half of the year, it's hard to believe we're almost halfway through the year, but I look forward to seeing how Morell finishes up, and hopefully I can carry the torch half as good as he
will. I'm sure you will do just as well. Well, Brendan, I want to thank you for your time on Voices of the Chamber, where we like to let the listeners get to know the team, both the leadership team and the team inside the walls. And so thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me, and hopefully we can do it again soon.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, Morel McCreary here with Ramtech PC Solutions. We provide IT solutions for businesses that need our services. We focus on IT help desk. We focus also on cybersecurity and IT compliance. If you guys ever need assistance or ever have a wonder of if I'm doing my IT right, is my IT guy doing what he's supposed to do, give us a call. Let us help you with that.
On June 5th, the next program in our From Vision to Victory series is 7 Business Blind Spots with Judy McMurtry. Beginning at 11:30 a.m. in the Business Resource Center, explore the most common areas business leaders overlook in our 3rd class. Join us on June 6th for the Henry County Networking Group event in the Hutchison Room from 9 to 10 a.m. This is a free networking event open to all business professionals, entrepreneurs, and nonprofit organizations. On June 10th, Business 201 Chase Bank Small Business Workshop Series begins from 10 to 11:30 in the Business Resource Center. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, join us for this engaging and informative 4-part series designed to equip you with the insights, tools, and strategies every small business owner needs in order to succeed. June 12th, our Lunch with a Leader features Barbara Rivera Holmes, Commissioner of the Georgia Department of Labor. Join us from 11 to 1 p.m. in the Hutchins Room on June 12th. We're excited on June 18th to host our Innovation Summit, Empowering Through Trust, Leadership, and Inclusion. From 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Merle Manders Conference Center in Stockbridge, you can join more than 280 businesses and entrepreneurial leaders to discover how fostering a strong, inclusive business culture plays a vital role in driving community and business success. Our presenting sponsor for this event is Truist. Finally, July 21st through the 22nd, we have our Henry County Schools Educator Launch. Chamber members are invited to help welcome some 600 new teachers to Henry County Schools by sponsoring or by providing 600 items representing their business for teacher gift bags. We ask that you not include glass, brochures, or flyers in your gifts. If you need more information, please give us a call at 770-957-5786 or visit henrycounty.com. And now our connecting point with small business updates. As a reminder, the deadline for the Mentorship Cohort 2.0 is June 3rd. Sponsorship for the Educator Launch is due June 13th to be included on the bags. Also, a staggering 97% of U.S. importers are small businesses, so when tariffs rise, these companies face steep costs that threaten their survival. A report recently released by the Department of Commerce highlights the significant role that small businesses play in U.S. international trade, particularly in imports. Of the 242,515 total importers in the U.S., 97% are small businesses with fewer than 500 employees. These small businesses are responsible for a third of the total value of goods imported, and many of these are very small operations with nearly half employing fewer than 50 people. While the report underscores the significant role small businesses play in the U.S. import landscape, it also brings attention to the growing challenges these businesses face, particularly when it comes to tariffs. Tariffs have a direct impact on the cost of goods coming into the U.S., and for small businesses, these added expenses can create substantial hurdles. For many small business importers, even a small increase in tariffs can have a profound effect on their bottom line. These businesses typically operate with tight profit margins and limited financial flexibility. As a result, tariff increases can force them to either raise prices on consumers, absorb the additional costs and reduce their profits, or even cut back on inventory or operations. Small manufacturers often face the brunt of tariff impacts. Many of them rely on specific parts or components from abroad to assemble their finished goods domestically. If tariffs are imposed on these parts, the cost of manufacturing increases, which can undermine their competitive advantage. Some states stand to be hit harder than others. Tariffs result in higher costs, tighter margins, and tougher times for America's small businesses. In fact, in Georgia, there are more than 17,500 identified importers. This makes the state the 7th in dollars imported.
Hello, this is the Henry Reporter, sharing local news about Henry County since 2017. Let's take a look at the latest local news and events around Henry County. The McDonough Square has reopened following a landscaping project. The McDonough Council held a ribbon-cutting ceremony and grand reopening for the square ahead of the annual Geranium Festival. The landscaping project consisted of new plantings, new irrigation lines, as well as sod for the square. County and city officials announced at the opening ceremony that a fountain will also be coming later on as an additional component of the project. A little fun fact that many may not know is that the Henry County government actually owns the McDonough Square, while the City Council and McDonough government have a long-term lease agreement. This is because, originally, when the county first founded, the county courthouse was in the middle of the square, prior to its present-day location on the northern side. What this means is that the county and city must collaborate and work together for any new permanent structures, such as the upcoming fountain. And a timeline for that fountain's installation is not immediately available. The U.S. Census Bureau has released updated population figures for Henry County as well as our 4 cities. These population estimates are as of July 1st, 2024, and the Census Bureau has recently released these figures. The Census Bureau estimates that Henry County is home to roughly 260,000 residents, and of those residents, about 35% of them live within one of our 4 cities. The Census Bureau estimates that Stockbridge is home to about 35,900 residents as the county's largest city. Next is McDonough, our county seat, with an estimated population of 32,800. Locust Grove has an estimated population of 11,750. And lastly, Hampton has an estimated population of 9,200. The county's population consists of about 65% unincorporated residents. The Census Bureau releases these figures annually, typically releasing them in the spring with figures from the most recent year. The Henry County Water Authority has dedicated one of its reservoirs after longtime General Manager Lindy D. Farmer, Jr. Farmer was General Manager for the Water Authority for over 40 years prior to his retirement a few years ago. At the time of his retirement, Farmer was the longest-serving water utility CEO in the state of Georgia. The Farmer Reservoir, formerly known as the Tussahall Reservoir, is located in southeastern Henry County. The reservoir is the Water Authority's largest reservoir, located between Locust Grove and Ola. The McDonough Council has awarded contracts for road resurfacing. The contracts cover resurfacing within subdivisions in the Avalon community. The contracts will come at a cost of about $2.36 million, paid for by SPLOST 5 funds. And lastly, Henry County community members have an opportunity coming up soon to learn more and hear from their Henry County legislative delegation. Members of the Georgia General Assembly who represent Henry County at the state capitol will have 2 town hall meetings happening at the end of this month. The first event will be on Tuesday, May 27th at 6 p.m. at Shiloh Baptist Church in McDonough. And that event will be hosted by Representatives Douglas, Florney, Holly, and Santos, as well as State Senator Davenport. Later this week, a second opportunity for legislative updates will be held by Representative Kahan on Thursday, May 29th at 6:30 p.m. at the Henry County Parks and Recreation Office at Heritage Park in McDonough. This has been a look at the latest local news and headlines around Henry County. Be sure and visit our website, www.henryga.news, for all of the latest local events.
And now for Member Minute. Delta Community Credit Union recently held a ribbon cutting for their 4th location in Henry County, Locust Grove specifically. This is their 30th in Metro Atlanta. Nearly 45,000 members reside in Henry County, and more than 1,200 Henry County businesses bank with Delta Community. Henry County schools wrapped up their graduation celebrations last week at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Congratulations to all of the graduates and their families. The Emerging Business Leaders Program Breakfast Club will meet May 30th at Eggs Up Grill, and the Henry County Networking Group will meet Friday, June 6th at the Chamber. Clayton State University invites the community to its Emotional Intelligence Summit June 11th through June 13th. Chase Bank Small Business Workshop Series in the Business Resource Center begins June 10th and continues on the second Tuesday through September 9th. Details on all of these events can be found on our website at henrycounty.com.
Hey guys, I'm Morel McCreary with Ramtech PC Solutions. Have you ever wondered if your business is compliant? Have you ever wondered if your current IT guy is doing what he says he's going to do for your business? If you have questions like that, don't hesitate. Please call me at 678-999-2172, and we can check and make sure that you have the support, compliance, and cybersecurity that you need.
If you are interested in discussing membership benefits or sponsorship opportunities, please connect with our team at 770-957-5786 or at henrycounty.com. And join us next week for more member and community news and to learn more about our upcoming Innovation Summit. Until next time, stay connected, stay inspired, and keep growing with us at the Henry County Chamber. The Community Convener is the official podcast of Henry County Chamber of Commerce and a Henry Chamber media production. Community Convener is produced by Trinity Archer.